What is up, Lilac City? It is Brennan here with Spokane, presented by the Boulevard race. And this is going to be a longer Friday episode. It's actually going to probably come out on Thursday as a surprise. I have a lot of fun things to talk about. But first, what is this music that we're listening to? Well, it is the intro and outro music for the Spokane podcast. It was produced and mixed by Joel Gorman, aka DJ Donuts. The track is called Sugar Rush, and I'm just gonna kill it. And man, I just love the vibe of this track. It is fun, makes you want to bob your head, and it fits me and this podcast so well. I'm gonna put the full song at the very end of this podcast, so you can listen to it fully if you'd like. And it was it kind of came about because I was talking with Joel, and I asked him if he had some like tracks that he wasn't using, or if he would want to make the theme song or help me have an intro and outro for Spokane. He's like, sure, I'll create something for you, or I'll repurpose something. And so that's it. It's it's so much fun. It took a couple weeks to put together, and I really, really, really appreciate DJ Donuts for putting it all together and giving me this gift. It's gonna live on Spokane for the foreseeable future, and it's gonna help mark this celebration that I'm having today. I have some champagne that I'm drinking. I'm not drinking all this champagne. I'm just drinking. It's actually just for show. Well, it's not for show. There's champagne in it, but I'm not gonna drink this whole thing right now. But I'm gonna have a little sip right now. It's called Dibon Cava. I'm not pronouncing this right. It's Dibon Cava. It's a brut, and I got it right across the street at my friends over at Main Market. It's a nice, tasty brut champagne. I'm gonna put some more of that right here so I don't drink out of a champagne bottle for the rest of this show. And what am I celebrating? Well, today is September 14th, and today marks 1 year since I did a mini relaunch of Spokane as a weekly podcast. And over this last year, I've released something like 65 plus Spokane episodes, and I've had just amazing conversations with outstanding guests from Spokane. And it's been an adventure. When I set the goal of releasing a new episode every week for the last year, I didn't think I'd actually do it. I don't think I actually did. I think I missed 1 week at the beginning of January, which makes sense. Like, it's the beginning of the year. There was a lot going on, but I've released at least one episode every week since then. And I've released a couple per week since I started doing this, and I've released a couple episodes in the same week. And it's just been a ton of fun, and and it's not going to stop anytime soon. I will say I have to give a shout out to my friend Jinx Universe for letting me use his song "Like Me." Over the past year, that song has been so meaningful to me. His album "Make It Look Good" it truly inspired me to bring Spokane back. And bring it back on a more consistent basis. And part of the reason why I'm using a new song is because I'm going to start releasing my episodes on YouTube. And since "Like Me" is copywritten, I'd get dinged by Google every time I use it. So yeah, that's why I'm ushering in this new song. So cheers to everyone. Thank you to everyone that has listened, to everyone that is listening, and to those who will soon be listening. It goes without saying, I would not be doing this podcast without my amazing listeners, and I also could not be done without my amazing Spokastanites, the Patreon supporters. So cheers to all of you. I didn't drink the last time I said cheers, so cheers. Thank you guys. Thanks for making this last year truly, truly special at Spokast. So like I said, this podcast would not be done without my amazing Patreon supporters, and they are Joe Van Voorhis, Elizabeth Geyer, Abby Pointer, Lee Wick, Gina Campbell, Tyler Poole, Sarah Thorpe, Judy Pointer, Zach Hawkins, Amber Sparks, Luke Baumgarten, Elizabeth and Bill Pointer, Valerie Ogier, Alex Leah, Nick Spanger, and everyone else who did become a Patreon supporter over the last year and then ended it. I understand, no worries. I appreciate the support anyways. And if you want to become a Spokecast tonight and support what I'm doing here at Spokecast, then go to patreon.com/Spokecast. And if you sign up for the $5 level, I'm going to give everyone a Spokecast sticker, the new Spokecast sticker. It is the new, I call it the Zoo sticker. It's inspired by the old 93 Zoo FM logo. It was redesigned, repurposed by me, and then printed locally by Chris Martin at a corporate print shop. And it's an awesome sticker. It's really high quality. You can put it on your car, water bottle, put it through the washer. Great vinyl. Really, really good sticker. So if you ever want to get a sticker, go check out Corporate. Chris has amazing prices over there, and I foresee myself getting stickers done at Corporate for years and years to come. But before we get into the show, I have to tell you all about the Boulevard race. It is happening next week, Sunday, September 24th. This incredible event is going to take you on a 4-mile journey along Spokane's best city streets. It's going to start at the iconic Riverfront Park, venturing through the heart of downtown, and you're going to wind through Brown's Addition, and you're going to experience the beauty of Spokane's landmarks along the way, and the finish line is right back downtown on Spokane Falls Boulevard, right at the entrance of Riverfront Park. But this race is more than just a run. It's an opportunity to make a difference. The Boulevard race is proud to be a community cancer fund event, supporting a local nonprofit that provides financial support to cancer patients and their families. And the funds also benefit organizations like the Ronald McDonald House and Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Over the past 9 years, Community Cancer Fund has raised an incredible $28 million to support cancer patients. And with your participation in this year's race, we can continue this fight against cancer, and together we can make a difference. So don't miss out on the Boulevard race. General race entry is only $25. It's not going to go up as we get closer to the race. And that includes a $25 off coupon to Rosar's grocery stores, and you're going to receive a limited edition race shirt designed and produced by Spokane's own Joel Barber of the Great P&W. For all the details about the race and to register, go to boulevardrace.com. And I also want to mention, we are looking for local musicians, bands, DJs. The Boulevard race needs musical volunteers to inspire and motivate the participants of the race to create an unforgettable experience for everyone involved. This is a fantastic way to give back to your community with your music. Plus, you're going to be a part of history as we embark on the very first ever Boulevard race. And together, we're going to make some music, we're going to raise spirits, and most importantly, make a difference in this fight against cancer. And I will say this is a volunteer opportunity, so you'll need to provide your own sound equipment, but we will provide the power. And if you do participate, you're going to get one of these awesome Boulevard volunteer shirts that I'm wearing right now. It was designed exclusively by Joel Barber, again, of the Great P&W. The Great P&W went all out for this race and helped make the race shirt and the volunteer shirts and the poster. And I'm so excited. We have multiple artists and DJs and musicians already signed up to be along the race course. If you want to sign up, go to the link in this podcast description or the link in Spokecast Instagram bio. You can find it there and you can sign up. Be a part of Spokane history as we celebrate the very first running of the Boulevard race. I'm very excited for it. I will be out there running, helping out, getting people situated on the course. It's just going to be a blast. It's going to be a party and a lot of fun things happening during that week and that Sunday. So I'm excited to party with all of Spokane that weekend. So yeah, now we're here. We're here to the episode. I had a lot to kind of preface the show with. Again, I got to thank DJ Donuts for giving me this new awesome song for Spokecast. And I got to say, next week on the podcast, we will be joined by Vanessa Owens, aka Pumpkin V Loves You. She's a plus size model, Instagram influencer, and is just doing great things through her page on Instagram. And that episode's going to be out on Monday. But before you do that, you definitely got to go follow her on Instagram. Pumpkin V loves you, and she's amazing. It was a great conversation, and one of the sweetest persons I've ever met on the podcast, and great to have in the studio and have a conversation that I when you have conversations with people, you never know what to expect. I will say she was nervous at first, but it never felt that she was nervous when we were having the conversation. I'll just say it was a fantastic conversation that I don't want anyone to miss. Tune in on Monday. Follow and subscribe wherever you listen to this podcast to get alerted when that podcast comes out on Monday. So here we are. I'm going to talk about a little bit of what I did this last weekend. Took the family to Los Angeles, the city of angels. And here's why I'm bringing it up on a Spokane podcast. I usually talk only about Spokane, and it's weird that I'm going to give you a little breakdown of my trip to LA. But the reason why I'm doing that is because it was such an easy weekend trip. There are direct flights to LA on Alaska. I think there's other direct flights on other airlines and flying out of Spokane. But I just looked up tickets a month in advance are usually under $250 for a round trip flight. And the flight's only like 2.5 hours long. And you can get a hotel in LA, and you can, depending on what price range you want, it's all very affordable. Renting a car was also very affordable. If you don't want to rent a car, Uber and Lyft in LA are very accessible and also affordable. And there's just so much to do in LA. And I really don't need to list out all you can do there. Obviously, there's Disneyland, there's Universal Studios, you can go shopping, there's so much to do there. You can go to a football game, baseball games. There's so much to do in LA. If you're able to travel, LA is such an easy weekend trip. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I got to say, my twins and my wife are the perfect travel partners. We left on Saturday morning pretty early, got to the airport around like 6 o'clock, and took the flight all smooth. When we got into LA, we immediately went to Hollywood Boulevard. Kids wanted to see the sign. My kids have never been to LA for one. And so we had to go to the Hollywood Boulevard, show them what that was all about, and so they could see the Hollywood sign. But other than that, I've been to LA a couple times over the last couple of years. I think I've gone to the Hollywood Boulevard like every time. It's very much a touristy place. If you've never done it before, definitely go check it out. Go see the Mann's Chinese Theater. There's a lot of shopping you can do there. You can get gifts for people that, if you want to get them some like Oscar gifts, you can do that. Hollywood gifts, whatever. There's so many little gifts you can. There's other shops you can do there. But other than that, I think I'm kind of done with Hollywood Boulevard. I don't think I'll be going there again unless I need to go there for a specific reason. Like if I'm going to like a red carpet event, or maybe I'm going to go see Jimmy Kimmel. That's the only reason why I'd probably go back to Hollywood Boulevard. It's, like I said, very touristy, and you get bothered everywhere when you're walking on the boulevard by people trying to get you to listen to their music, trying to get you to take a picture with them because they're dressed up as like Elmo. But it's a lot like the Strip, the Las Vegas Strip, if you're familiar. But it is an experience, and it's definitely a fun experience for the kids. And got some good Mexican food on the Strip, and got my first margarita of the trip. And then we went to the hotel, stayed in a hotel close to the baseball field, Dodger Stadium, where the Jonas Brothers concert was at. And I got to say, the Jonas Brothers concert was such an amazing experience. I didn't know half the songs, but it was still so cool to see all the people who grew up listening to the Jonas Brothers and singing along to every song. And I mean literally every song. The Jonas Brothers sang every song from every album they've released. And the kids I think they were in awe. And we got cotton candy. We got some Dodger dogs, some nachos in a baseball helmet. Drank some overpriced beers and adult beverages. But yeah, it was just one of those experiences that I think all children should experience once in their life, like to see a big show. And we wanted to take them to a big show, like at a out of town, and that's why we took them to Jonas Brothers. Obviously, had we known that the Jonas Brothers were going to be in Spokane, we probably wouldn't have booked this trip. But still, it was because we did this like literally a week before the Jonas Brothers announced that they were going to be in Spokane. Both Link and Ivy fell asleep at one point. They actually like asked if we could leave, and it was near the end of the show, which we were fine with. We left the concert before the concert ended and before the encore. Something that I would not normally do, but it was getting late. I will say this about shows nowadays: big acts do like 3 hours, and like I used to going to shows like and seeing people here in Spokane, and the most somebody will perform is usually like 2 hours. But I think like Taylor Swift and has kind of upped the ante and doing so much. And so I don't think the show actually ended until 11:30. I think we got out of there at 10:45, but we got back to the hotel. Everyone fell asleep. And then the next day, day 2, we ended up going to Universal Studios. And this was obviously pre-planned. When we decided to go see a Jonas Brothers, we were like, well, what should we do on Sunday? Should we go to Disneyland? And we're like, probably shouldn't do Disneyland because Disneyland's humongous and that's like a couple day event. But I've heard so many good things about Universal Studios. And so we decided to go do that. We woke up at like 6:00. I went on my run, got my daily run in, and then headed to Universal Studios. And the cool thing about Universal Studios is that it's right down close to Hollywood and in like LA proper. Like you're not going out to Anaheim to go out to Disneyland, or you're not driving like over 30 minutes. And so very close to us, got there like right after they had opened. As we're walking in, everyone's rushing to get to Super Nintendo World, which is one of the big reasons why I wanted to go. I wanted to see the new Mario Kart ride and see what that was all about. But as we were walking in, we noticed that like no one else was going to other rides in the front of the park. And so we had heard that the Simpsons ride was really cool. And so we got there, and then they have all wait signs for everywhere you go. And it was like 25 minutes or something like that. We're like, okay, like that seems to be manageable. Well, it wasn't 25 minutes. It was literally like we walked in and we were like already in line. We didn't really have to wait at all for the ride. And they take you into a little room where you like kind of learn about what the ride's about. It's all like Simpsons animation. Like they're telling you like the safety guidelines via the Simpsons. And then you go into this little like 4-person seater, and it takes you into this big room that's like, I guess it's a big projector, and you go on this ride, and this roller coaster is like shaking and it's going up and down, but you're not on a track or anything. You're just in a seat and it's just moving with you. And it was so much fun. It gave me a little bit of nausea, but it was a blast. And then, and so, yeah, we did the Simpsons ride. A little while later, while staying with the Simpsons, we went to Moe's Tavern, and I had another margarita there, and the kids had a Flamin' Moe, which was Fanta and dry ice, and they loved it. They were so into it. And then we went to Super Nintendo World, and visually it was so cool. There was so much going on, so much like nostalgia for like Nintendo. Like I'm a Nintendo kid, and this was so unreal to be at. But it was so many people. Everyone in the park was going here and doing all the things, and it was a little bit overwhelming. But at the end of the day, like I really just wanted to ride the Mario Kart ride, and we did that. And when we got there, the sign said 50 minutes, and it was about a 50-minute wait, maybe a little shorter than that. But I will say the wait lines at Universal Studios, if you're unfamiliar, you go through basically Bowser's Castle, and everything is just like designed like what you would see in a Mario Brothers game, and it's just there in person. And so like every time you go into a new room, you are exploring some new part of Bowser's Castle while you're waiting in line, and the time just flies by, and then you get on the ride. And then the ride was great. I wish I would have been able to ride it one more time because it is very, there's just a lot going on the ride. Like your cart is spinning around sometimes. You're also like, you have these goggles on that you see through into the real world. It's like AR, and you're shooting shells at enemies that you're getting points for as you're going on the ride. There's just so much happening that it would have been nice to go on it one more time. But overall, like Super Nintendo World was such an experience. We then went to Harry Potter World, went on the ride there. That ride was awesome. Had some butter beer, got some jelly beans that, taste like boogers and stuff like that. And after that, we kind of went and had lunch, kind of got sidetracked and went to Illumination World, which was like the Minions and Secret Life of Pets ride. And they were very kiddie. You could tell they were for like younger kids. And for the Minion ride, we didn't have to wait too long, so it wasn't too bad. But the Secret Life of Pets ride was the weirdest thing I'd ever been on. The sign said 25 minutes for a wait time. It was easily 50 minutes. You go through like an apartment building, like that's stylized in the Secret Life of Pets. And then you go on this you're in like a 2-person cart, and you go through like all this animatronic stuff that's going on. And you're also like, there's video involved and it's all very slow. It's very kiddie. It was such not worth the wait. Link and Ivy both were like, well, that wasn't worth the wait, but it was cool I guess it was cool to experience, but it was just like, I had a real like, what the F moment when I was on the Secret Life of Pets ride. And then the last thing we did was we went on the Universal Studio Tour, which I think is very famous at Universal Studios. You go into the back lot of Universal, you see like where they shot like parts of Back to the Future, Jaws, other movies, the new movie from Jordan Peele, Nope, they have the part of the set there. And then they also have like kind of other rides. Like you go on, like you see Jaws, like there's stuff happening there. But our tram broke down during the tour. And before that, I should say, again, the wait sign said 25 minutes. It was over an hour. Kids were getting impatient. I was getting impatient. And as we're on this tram, it breaks down as we're about to go on this this King Kong ride. And then we waited another like 25 minutes for our tram to get replaced. And so not waiting an hour and a half during that ride would have probably made it a lot more fun. But overall, it was a ton of fun. At the end of the night, we ended up we stayed in like Universal Studios area, like outside of Universal Studios. There's like this mall area and tons of restaurants and all these different places. And there was a Margaritaville. And so we decided to stay there, go to Margaritaville, get some margaritas, and pay our respects to Jimmy Buffett, who passed away a couple weeks ago. Big part of my life. My parents listen to Jimmy Buffett all the time. Basically, what Jimmy Buffett is to me is how my kids will see Jack Johnson someday. Yeah, went to Margaritaville. And like I don't love doing like those type of restaurants, but it was easy to do. And so that's why we went there. And then day 3, the day we fly out, we went to LA's Museum of Natural History, and they have all these just amazing dioramas of all these scenes of animals in North America and the world. And then they have a ton of fossils, like dinosaur fossils and other really cool exhibits. And we spent about a couple hours there. And then we went to finish the day in Manhattan Beach, walked along the beach for a little bit, got a beer there at Culture Brewing. And then we went to LAX, got on our flight, and we're home in bed by 11:30. So yeah, that was our trip to LA. It was a blast. It was I can't think of a better 3-day trip that I've been on in a really long time. My kids are amazing. I mean, like all kids, they do get annoying. Like they talk a lot, they ask a lot of questions, they ask a lot of dumb questions too. And there were moments where you're like, come on guys, like stop asking silly questions, or like let's calm down a little bit. There's a lot of parenting like that, but no like breakdowns or getting upset or anything like that. It was overall like just a weekend of fun. And so I would say, like, if you were looking to go on a quick little weekend trip with your family, or just you and your like partner, like go do a weekend in LA. Like for adults, it's great. Like if me and Abby had gone by ourselves and not have done these things, we would have probably gone to like the comedy club. You know, there's so many other things to do there, like really good food. Not to say there's not good food in Spokane, but you know, different types of food. So like great, easy weekend trip. Highly recommend for anyone in our area to go try. If you, especially if you want to get out of Spokane for the weekend, it's easy. And there's other places you can go to. San Diego has a direct flight. So yeah, go explore. Like I'm very much a cheerleader for like, if you want to get out of Spokane, you want to do something fun, go do it. We have a international airport that can take you anywhere you want to go, and usually less than 8 hours. So I would say we're very lucky to have that ability to do here in Spokane. Well, this is a spot where I would typically do my 3 things that are happening in Spokane in this next week. And I'm just going to reshare what I'd shared last week very quickly because they're all happening still. The queer comedy open mic at NYNE Bar. It's every Tuesday at 8 p.m. There's karaoke right after. And then it's Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesday, so they have taco specials as well. So yeah, go check out the queer comedy open mic at NYNE Bar. Secondly, which is still happening, is the Brickwest Trivia Fest. So the qualifying rounds are still happening next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Monday, it's at Press Public House. Trivia starts at 8:30. On Tuesday, it's at Backyard Public House. Trivia begins at 8 p.m. And on Wednesday, it's at Brickwest Brewing. Trivia starts at 7:30. And if you win one of those qualifying rounds, you're going to be placed into the championships at Brickwest Brewing on Wednesday, September 27th. So yeah, go check that out. You can go to brickwestbrewing.com/trivia to find out more. You can also look at the description in my bio to also learn more, or just go to Brickwest Brewing Instagram. You can find out everything there. And lastly, the Spokane Interstate Fair is still going on. It's running through Sunday the 17th. And go get your fair food. Go get on your carnival rides. Go see the animals. Go see the produce. The produce. You know, like the pumpkins, the gourds, all the big things that they're judging on. It's probably all judged by now, so you can probably see everything with its blue ribbons and stuff like that. So yeah, get on down to the Spokane Interstate Fair. So yeah, I've talked a lot and it's starting to hurt my mouth. So I had to read a commercial over and over again because I just couldn't say some of the words right. So I'm going to close up shop today. Thank you for listening. As always, I'm all about community here at Spokecast. I want to hear from you, your experiences, your recommendations, your stories about the events that we talk about here on the podcast. And I want to share them with the world. So please don't be shy. Chime in, join the conversation, get your voice on the airwaves. Every episode, I want to read out some selected comments, suggestions from our listeners, and I want to make you a part of the show. And next episode, I'm going to read at least a couple of questions. I know that they're out there, and I'm gonna make you do it. And it's probably because I haven't asked anybody to do it yet, or I haven't put it out on social media yet. So send me your questions. Slide in my DMs. Email me at hello@spokecast.com. And as I wrap up this episode, I want to again extend my gratitude to all of you who are listening. Thank you for your support, your enthusiasm. It's what makes this podcast thrive. And as a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe and follow on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's the best way to stay in the loop of when each new episode drops. And please, 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 please rate and review Spokecast wherever you listen. Spotify has it. Apple Podcasts has it. Give me those 5-star reviews. It helps Spokecast go up higher in the algorithms. And if you're watching this on YouTube, share it on your social medias and stuff like that, and whatever you want to do. It's on YouTube now, so it's all there, and you can watch me in the flesh talk to you right here on camera, and you can see my space and see all the stuff that I have, all the shit that I have in my studio. I have way too much stuff in here. I think that's probably why I have ADD, is because I have so much stuff. But yeah, you know what's funny is I have this clock right here on the front of my window. It's a Nintendo Game & Watch. It has Zelda on it, the original Zelda, and it has a time on it. And now I'm realizing that as I edit this, you're going to be able to see the time lapse of like when I messed up, because I do edit this show and I edit out little parts of it and like take out things that I've said or saying something over and over again. I'll take that out. So you're going to definitely see it on here. But again, thank you all so much for listening. This has been a fun episode to do. I'm excited to see you all soon. And I'm going to let our friend DJ Donuts take us away with his new song, the new Spokane theme song, Sugar Rush, from DJ Donuts. Peace. If you're still watching, I have terrible dad dance moves, but you know, I don't know, that's how I dance sometimes. I mean, obviously I dance like that, I'm a dad, so peace.